Thank you for joining me on this webinar. It's been a little while since I've done one of these, but I think we've made some significant changes recently to warrant having this one. So I'm just going to go through things quite readily with you guys and let you know what's different at Veesus. So my name's Mark Escort. I've been with Veesus for 10 years now. We started the company on that exact date you're looking at in 2012. And during the time that we've been working on the Veesus software itself, things have changed so dramatically. It's been very difficult to keep up with all the advancements in LiDAR technology and the solutions out there that are for people. So what I'm going to do is go through this quite quickly. It's about 30 minutes long. If you get any comments during the presentation, please just type them in into the chat box. You can get that by clicking the three dots on the menu bar, and you should see a chat menu there. I can see there's quite a few different users of our software in the lobby right now, so or actually in the meeting, and you're not all users of one piece of software. Some of you use both. Some use Rhino, for example, or SolidWorks, or Arena 4D. Some look like new users to me and are potentially Zapture users. So what I'm trying to do with this presentation is to try and give you a full overview of all of the software that we have available to anybody wishing to take us up on our new subscription service, which I'll take you into in a second. Okay, first slide is a timeline. I thought it was quite pertinent as we are now 12 years old. So 10 years old, sorry. So in 2012, Veesus was born. Okay, very shortly after, we created this application called Arena 4D. Now, Arena 4D was all about bringing the large point cloud data sets, the complex data types, to the user. So those people out there capturing point clouds in 2012 were finding it very difficult to actually view point cloud data in its entirety. Generally, you'd have scan data that was 2 or 3 large scans of size, scan positions in size, and when merged together, you couldn't really view exactly what you'd captured. So Arena 4D was born in 2012, and I went across the country, across the world, showing what we've created. And during that time, the software went from just being an amazing point cloud engine and a really good visualization tool, but it turned into almost all things for all point cloud users. So we kind of ended up being very reactive in terms of what people were asking for. So we added an extremely large amount of functionality into the software in that time. But overall, it has now turned into a point cloud optimization tool, fusion tool, ability to bring all sorts of data types into one 3D visualization, and a presentation tool. We create amazing movies, and you can also animate anything inside that point cloud data, whether it be point cloud data itself. You know, you can actually move that data inside another point cloud. So it's grown so vastly different to what how our initial concept was. It's difficult to put together in one quick slide. But what I will have later on is some data from a couple of our users to show you some of the capabilities that houses. So if you're a new user to Veesus, you've used the Zapture app or the Zapture cloud, Arena 4D is worth having a look at. Now, because I'm hosting this as well as presenting, it's quite tricky for me to let new people in. So it's going to be a bit awkward. So I might actually need to jump out of the presentation from time to time and see who's waiting and then come back in again. See who's waiting. Very good. Okay, so then in 2016, after getting Arena 4D into the marketplace for 4 years, we decided to extract the point cloud engine that was working so well inside Arena 4D and put it inside a plugin for Rhinoceros, McNeil's Rhinoceros. So you see there we've got some point cloud data in the native environment inside Rhino. So again, if you're new to Veesus, and you've started capturing point clouds using any device really, and you've stumbled across our Zapture cloud services. Rhino could be useful for you for reverse engineering data types. And then fast forward 3 years, we then did the same thing for SolidWorks. We took that engine again, put it inside SolidWorks, and almost provided a unique ability to view point cloud data of any size inside SolidWorks. And again, it's a plugin. It allows you to use the native tools within SolidWorks, but it also allows you to harness the power of our point cloud engine and use that inside the SolidWorks tool. And then in 2021, which seems like yesterday to me, Apple released the iPhone 12 and iPad 12, which had a LiDAR on it. So as part of a research activity, we decided to see if we could firstly port our engine and use that on the iDevice, which worked. It worked nicely. So which now means we can view point clouds of any size on the Apple devices, which is great. But then we decided to see if we could tap into the LiDAR data that was being captured. And we did that also. So we had a capture mechanism and we also had a display mechanism. So you could capture as much data as you needed to using the Zapture LiDAR interface. Even up to 100 million points in one single scan, and you could then view that straight away on the Apple device. So that was the incarnation of Zapture itself as a Zapture app, which is free to download, and you can use it on your iDevice from 12 up to 14. So that was free, but it was just nice to have the ability to capture that data and use it. But then what do you do with it once you've captured it? So we decided to create some kind of cloud service to get the data off of the phone or the iPad. And Zapture Cloud was then created. This literally allows you to upload the point cloud data from your phone, stream it to the cloud, and then share it to other products in our product range. Because we have our own unique file format, which is completely streamable, whereas it's normally very difficult to stream point cloud files. So that was 2021, quite a busy year for us. We then raced forward to 2022, and we then created a new plugin for Revit. It seemed like the logical path, and it's then added to our 3 CAD application plugins by using the engine again in Revit. And this year, again, in July, we decided to change the way we were selling our software and services. We decided to package it all together and offer all of our software together as a Veesus subscription package. So if you subscribe to a Veesus subscription tier, you get access to all of our software. I'll talk a bit about that in a while. Okay, so just coming back to Arena 4D, I said I'd show some graphics. Now, these are some very dense point clouds that were rendered inside Arena 4D. As you can see in the details in the top right-hand corner, Corody, the company in Holland, has kindly loaned us these pictures to show, and they are extremely large. So this is a 208 gigabytes point cloud. So 11.5 billion points of data. They effectively brought it into Arena 4D, optimized it. You can see they're using our transparency features on the bottom part of the image there. So you see through the hull of the boat, and looks fantastic. Just to give you an idea of the sheer quality and the sheer quantity of points that we can handle in our software. So this would have been completely cleaned up and optimized. And again, from the same company, this again is an enormous point cloud. So 37, nearly 38 billion points of data. Not a problem for our Arena 4D software because it has our point cloud engine inside it. Okay, extremely well detailed. But coming back to the cloud, so it's in Arena 4D. The Rhino, SolidWorks, and Revit plugins all basically work very similar. They are just a plugin for the, I say just, but they're a very powerful plugin for the host application and allow you to reverse engineer data within that application itself. When it comes to the Zapture Cloud, this has been quite a useful conduit into our new subscription model, because you can literally capture data on the iDevices. It converts it into our VPC format straight away. It can stream to the cloud immediately, and you can then view it on the cloud immediately. You can then share it to any of our other software applications, so Arena 4D, Point Clouds for Rhino, Point Clouds for SolidWorks, and Point Clouds for Revit. You can also view it in web browsers. You can view it on any iDevice from 8 upwards, but you obviously can't capture on 8 to 11. And you can view it on other mobile platforms, albeit via a web browser. You can also upload data from any other point cloud source, providing it's been converted into our own Veesus point cloud format. So we're not restricted in the Zapture Cloud to anything captured by the Zapture application. We can take it from anywhere. And people who use Rhino, Arena 4D, SolidWorks, and Revit already, you will be able to use that service straight away if you needed to. So the subscription package, why did we change is the question I get asked quite a lot. In Veesus, we pride ourselves quite a lot with staying ahead of the curve in terms of the technology. So we've been modifying our point cloud engine for many years to make sure it was better and better and better. Each time somebody else brought something out, we made it better still. So we were staying ahead of the curve. But I also saw a lot of people creating cloud services for for point clouds, but no one really had the ability to stream point cloud data. So what I mean by that is, if you've got a point cloud in the cloud, in the Zapture Cloud, you open Arena 4D, you log in with your new subscription. You will then get the option to stream from the cloud or use your local drive. Local drive makes sense to me from a lot of historical perspectives, because that's the way most people normally work. But you then can also just click on the cloud, click on a point cloud, and it will start streaming straight away. You'll start seeing it appear in your viewer, and you'll be able to use it immediately. There's no sitting waiting for it to download, and once it's downloaded, then you can use it after a good time period. You can use it instantly. So the cloud service effectively made us think about how we can get more people more access to all of our software. So if you were using, what I mean by that is, if you were using Rhino, you might not necessarily want to go and spend another few £1,000s on Arena 4D because it's too much money. It's too much of a step for you. And likewise with SolidWorks, you may not want to go and buy Rhino after using the SolidWorks plugin. But by taking our subscription, we've given a single price point for 4 levels of subscription, which will allow one login to use any of those software applications and log in and use the Zapture Cloud itself. So it's almost future-proofing the use of point cloud data, so streaming that data, and it's giving it more accessibility to more users. What I mean by that is people that wouldn't normally be able to afford the levels of price that we had against a lot of our software previously. So if I just click on the levels of subscription now, so you should be able to see our web page, which is changing soon. You can subscribe to Veesus today. Now, just a point to note, if you are already using our software and you've already subscribed to our previous pricing plan, that will continue. You don't need to do anything until it comes for renewal. Then you will have the choice of going to one of our 4 tiers here. If you're a perpetual license user, it still won't affect you either, unless you wish to change your perpetual licenses for a subscription basis, subscription type basis. So just looking at these now, we have 4. The first one is free. Then we have basic, professional, and teams. The price per month for the free one obviously is free. However, you're limited to the number of scans that you can upload to the Zapture cloud and the number of users. And this is quite key. The data storage, you are limited to viewing the data from the cloud only, which does work, but it has some restrictions for that professional users would find tricky to deal with. Okay, so you then get access to Arena 4D, point clouds for Rhino, point clouds for SolidWorks, and point clouds for Revit as a basic viewing platform only. Although in Arena 4D you can make HD videos. So if you were to literally download the Zapture app, for example, or you had a laser scanner already and you decided to convert your data to our format, upload it to the cloud, you could then use Arena 4D to make a HD video in our basic free tier. Okay, so there's no offline use. It's quite restrictive, but it's free. The next level is the basic level. It's $2.99 a month. You are allowed to upload 25 scans to the Zapture cloud. 1 user again, but again you're limited to using only the cloud to download your point cloud and use your point cloud data. But the added benefit is that you get full access to all of our software. So you're allowed to log into Arena 4D and you get all of the functionality. Same with Rhino and SolidWorks and Revit, you get all of the functionality. However, like I say, it's restricted to a cloud-based point cloud storage and streaming only. Most of the existing users we have are all either moving to the professional or teams tariffs. As you can see, the professional tariff is for 1 user. It's $49.99 a month. You can upload an unlimited number of scans to the Zapture cloud. Only 1 user, but you can access the local drive and the cloud itself. So you do have the ability to work in the same way you're currently working if you're using our software. If you're new to our software, you'll be able to have the benefit of using your local data. So you get full functionality of all our software and the Zapture cloud services, and you get the ability to use the license offline for 30 days, so you can roam around if you have a laptop that's not connected to the internet for 30 days. So this is quite a leap for us. It's quite a generous offer, because prior to being $49.99 a month, it was up in the thousands for 1 license of Arena 4D, for example. However, this is going to allow a lot more people to use the software. Okay, and the teams tariff effectively allows you to have multiple users within a company. They all get their own login and they can get full access to all of our software, unlimited scan uploads, and the first day roaming licenses. So what I mean by 1 login is that all of these, free, basic, professional and teams, can open Arena 4D, use their login credentials, username, password, and the software is there to use. You can also then open Rhino on the same machine and you can use that at the same time on that machine. You can't do it on multiple machines. You need to log out on that machine and log in on another machine. So it's pretty flexible in terms of how you can go off and use your license. We still sell perpetual licenses. Wait to come in. Let's find the presentation's gone. Okay, we still do sell perpetual licenses. Our resellers are completely open and able to sell our perpetual licenses. And prices are available upon request for those perpetual licenses, but they haven't gone away because some people do like to have a perpetual license that they can continue using forever. There obviously are maintenance charges every year on contract if people would like to take that. Okay, in terms of who's doing what with this, we have a good number of case studies on our website. So there are some for SolidWorks, Arena 4D, and for Rhino. There's one for Zapture on its way as well. So if you go to our website, you'll be able to see the uses that people in very professional organizations are actually making of our software. And there are a bunch of blogs there as well, detailing some of the information that I've actually put across right now. We've got social media channels, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, etc. So if anyone would like to follow us, please do. It's quite difficult getting followers on some of these platforms. So any help would be very grateful for. Okay, any questions? I haven't seen any questions come through because I've been presenting, which is quite awkward. Stop sharing for a minute. Okay, got a question from Isaac. Can you vectorize in Arena 4D? The answer is no. We can't create meshes from point cloud data within Arena 4D. However, we can do cross sections. So if you were to do a slice through a point cloud, you can vectorize that line. So it does help somewhat towards reverse engineering if you were inside a CAD application or wanted to do a quick floor plan within Arena 4D. Any other questions? Just waiting for the questions to come through, guys. I'm not just sitting there staring at you. Yeah, you can. I've got a question. So, can you share online data out to external clients, etc.? Yes, you can. With the Zapture Cloud services, you can click on the point cloud that you wish to share, and you can send a link via email to somebody who can then either view that in the cloud or they can download that and view that. And you can time limit that, and you can limit the access to that if you wish. Any other questions? I see Isaac is typing another one. Are you seeing those questions, Lucy? Yeah, that's okay. Everyone can see them. That's fine. I don't need to read them out. No, they don't. Simple link. You can send the link and they can view the data. The easiest thing I find is to effectively send them a link in an email. They can click it. They view it in a browser. It gives them a good understanding of what you're showing them, and they can view it in the browser. It's using the Poetry network. So nothing from us there, other than the fact that the Poetry network can use our file format. And then once they've viewed it or the time elapses, they can't view it. It's very useful for seeing different or presenting your data to different people in that way. Any other questions? I'm aware I've had a couple of late arrivals here. I can send you the video once I've finished the recording. Eric. Okay, if there's no other questions, all I can really say is please take a look at our website and take a look at our subscription levels. I think you'll find they're very attractive and very generous in terms of what they're offering. Please, if you've got an iPhone 8 upwards, try the Zapture app. Like I said before, the iPhone 8 to 11 only allows you to view in the app, but as big a point cloud as you can send it, and 12 to 14 allows you to capture. And also, please try our cloud service. It's worth a go. If it doesn't work for you, please give us your feedback. Let us know why and what we can do to improve it, because we are, as always, open to changing the way we work and what we're offering. Okay, guys, thank you very much, and I look forward to an email from you or speaking to you at some point in the future.